And we are live. This is Travis from Carter Cow Capital. Hopefully, let me make sure to get that right. Jeez. Hope everybody's doing very well on this Thursday morning. As we go through and be able to take a look at what's going on for its overall trading, be able to take a look at obviously live trading from the FTMO challenge that we're going through, and also being able to take a look at some overall trading pairs that we can be able to get into. Thanks for being able to pop in. Arizine, what's going on? Oh, I hope everything's going well with you. There we go. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to y'all. I know, obviously, trying to get everything else situated with Twitch, and I haven't been on TradingView all that much, but good to talk to you. Hope everything's going well. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do the disclaimer, and then after that, we'll go ahead and get into the pairs. We'll talk about what we're doing for the live trading with the boss EA, talk about the Discord channel, talk about everything else like that as we go through. But let's go ahead and get everything else situated. Here we go. Not a CTA, so I'm not going to tell you whether to buy or to sell. What I'm going to do is teach you education, and from that education, you can be able to make your own informed decision. I understand that trading involves risk. It involves risk of being able to make money, also involves risk of being able to lose money. So please keep that in mind. And understand that past performance is not indicative of future results, which means that if you end up making money yesterday, it's not promised that you can end up making money today. So with that being said, yes, sir, I'm good to go. Everything's been fine. I've still been streaming. It ain't like I haven't been streaming. It's just been that we've been working on everything else in the back end. Try to make sure everybody's good when we go through this challenge that we have set up for the Discord and everything else like that. So with that being said, as we go through and be able to take a look at everything else, what I'm going to do is quickly explain. What we're going to end up trying to get established today. First off, the first thing is that I'm going to end up taking a look at the overall. Take a look at what we at when it comes down to the FTMO challenge, the trades that we ended up taking yesterday, or the trades that we're taking yesterday. And then after that, be able to go through and see what's happening today for the overall trade, see how the system's going to end up performing, hopefully. And then after that, go from there. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and jump right into the account matrix and be able to go from there. This is the Boss EA. We've been talking about this for a while. If you haven't seen the Boss EA in action, or you would like to be able to take a look at it, you can be able to see it on my. You can be able to see it on this channel, or you can be able to see it on my other channel, Expert Advisor Reviews. I'm gonna end up sending a link to that actual video real quick, so everybody can be able to see it. But I send a quick short video instead of going through the long one. But essentially, what it is a breakout scalping strategy. Been working on for a little bit, and essentially what it's set up to be able to do is look at the relative highs, relative lows of the market, be able to exploit those relative highs and lows of the market, and as soon as it ends up getting into profit, it locks in profit very quickly, and by doing that, it allows you to be able to make profit. It allows you to be able to make profit fast, but not have to feel like you're missing out on a lot because you're getting in and getting out very quickly. So super excited about that. Hasn't lost that many. I lost 2 trades since being established last week, and we end up going on. Block, what's going on, big dog? Hope everything's going well with you. But that's the link to the actual video. Make sure y'all take a look at that. I have it set up for a short form video. That one is on the NAS 100. The back testing from January 3rd of where we are, January 3rd of this year to I think November 26th. They ended up going from 50,000 to 1.6 million overall. And currently right now, the testing and everything else like that on NAS 100 hasn't lost that many trades overall. Now, with that being said, so currently right now, we've had 3 minimum trading days. We're probably going to end up seeing a 4th one today based off how everything is going. Our biggest loss that we ended up having was $207. We ended up having another loss earlier yesterday at 366, which affected one of our bigger trades that we ended up having, which was $700 overall. But currently right now, up 804 as we go through. The biggest thing is obviously when it comes down to a demo perspective, you got to be able to make over $2,500. You got to be able to do it in 14 trading days. And I believe that can be able to get done from all the metrics. As everything else remains to be the same, it will get done. But this is the overall actions of every trade that has been taken. Once again, this is 100% fully automated. And it's kind of funny. My regular brokerage account did not take this trade up here, the one that ended up losing 265. The automation system actually from FTMO actually did. And as soon as it took it, it got wick right out because of, I think it was a 930 candlestick when it ended up making that push. So would have been up 1,000, but it is what it is. We're still trying to push out all this tests. And Block and Arizona, I think I'm probably going to, I know I've been saying Surge Trader for a while. I think I might look at being able to do my FOREX funds as the actual group. I keep y'all posted up with that, and I keep everybody else posted up with that as we go through and kind of figure out what's going to end up being the best thing for everyone to be able to do. But I wanted to make sure I ended up saying that before I forgot, and kind of got that out the way. So economic calendar, what is happening currently right now? When we take a look at Thursday, there's really nothing much to be able to see. And on Friday, there's really not much to be able to see. It's going to end up being a trader's day overall. We got initial jobless claims, but we already had non-farm payroll from last week. So I don't expect that the market is going to end up having that much of a movement. You probably might see that the market might start consolidating or breaking out of certain consolidation zones overall as we go through and take a look at this. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the big three. If you're not familiar with the big three is United States dollar index. We end up taking a look at oil. We end up taking a look at gold. The reason why we do those is because it gives us a better chance of being able to understand what's happening with the market overall from a holistic perspective, which makes it easier for us to be able to truly know what we need to do when it comes down to being able to trade the overall market in general from a directional standpoint. Now, we're going to start off with the United States dollar index. United States dollar index is pretty simple. It's still in consolidation. Yesterday, the market tried to break out to the upside of 12,976, and from there, it basically stayed inside of consolidation. Because it's still inside of consolidation, there's really nothing to do when it comes down to trading today. And it probably won't be. It'll probably be the same going into tomorrow. You may have a little bit of a movement just overall, just because the market likes to move either way. But it might end up falling down to support at 12,930, and then after that, kind of stay in that overall area. We'll see how the market kind of reacts overall. From a daily perspective, the market is still in a no trade zone, and because it is in a no trade zone, that's exactly what we're going to do. Just going to stay away from it until we kind of make a move from there. Arizona block, green day or red day. I know I didn't ask y'all that, but green day or red day. Yesterday, was it a green day or a red day? Let's see. Let's take a look at oil. Oil from a weekly perspective is pushing to the downside. We are below the B, which means that we're in a I think normal green day. Bot did it. Okay, cool. Let me take a look at the overall downside move. There's a D extension of 70.09 that has not hit currently right now. It's about 20 points away. We take a look at it from a downside move. The market has broke below this overall consolidation at 73.50. Talked about that yesterday as an opportunity of being able to get in, but the move really never happened until earlier this morning. So we do have a breakout overall. So let's keep that in mind. This is a potential scalping move that we can be able to do. Currently, right now, the market has been consolidating in this area and giving us a little bit of a rising wedge, so we can be able to work off of. Not rising wedge, a little bit more of a counter trend line that we can be able to work off of, because that is a new fractal, I'm going to end up placing it right here. Once the market breaks below that overall break, then after that we have a chance. So essentially what I'm looking for is, I would like to see the market do something to the extent of this. We have a breakout, we have a little bit of a retest, hopefully retest 73.50, and then after that push to the downside and be able to go from there. Bitcoin, like a stable coin right now, that's not good. Stuff may happen. Gold may jump up during the spirit. We'll see. I know that Japan ended up having their interest rate decision. They actually end up lowering their rate a little bit to -0.3. That may end up affecting certain things. Remember, gold has a correlation with Japanese yen, so we'll see how the market kind of reacts off of that. Speaking of gold, we ended up taking a trade last week on that at 1746, rode it all the way up to 1800, hit profit off of that. The market ended up falling down back inside and created a channel. What I ended up saying in last night's session was that I would be interested in being able to get in if the market end up basically turning this past resistance into a future support and giving us a counter trend line break to be able to get into. Currently, right now, it's kind of doing that as we speak. There's no true counter trend line break as of yet. We're getting closer to the middle of the consolidation of this channel. I don't know if I like that as much, but we could say look at being able to get in once the market breaks the counter trend line break, take it back up to 1800 at least as a scalp. Put your stop loss below one of these swing lows that we end up having from this fractal, and then kind of playing that off right there. So placing your stop loss below 1770. Placing your stop loss below 1770. Getting in right when the market breaks the counter trend line break up here. No purple, no purple. Purple's the trend lines. And then after that, looking at being able to get back out at that 1800 number. Could be a possibility. I think there's better trades right now at first. So I'm not going to end up pulling the trigger on that yet. Let's see. Nas 100, nice grid by channel between 12:15, 11:46. Looking at the 8 hour for the stop loss underneath the wedge. Yeah, I like that as well. The reason why I'm saying below the channel, well, if you're talking about risk reward, that makes a lot more sense. Arizona, if we're being honest, you place it below this one, like at 1778, somewhere around there. Obviously, you have a better risk reward factor. If I'm the reason why I'm saying this in placing that 1770 is because I know that there's a better chance of that not being hit compared to giving it a chance and then letting it fall down within this overall channel and then falling down, tapping that overall area, and then popping back up. Risk reward doesn't make sense. Obviously, don't pull the trigger. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger yet, so I'm just going to leave that up there right there. We'll come back to it and then make a decision off of it. Bitcoin real quick, and then after that we'll jump right into Nas because Block, you end up saying something about that. So yesterday I ended up talking about how this market ended up making a wedge, and I expected that the market was going to end up making some type of movement at the breaking out. Remember, it kind of went back to this overall rule: when the market ends up breaking when the market ends up trying to break out of a actual consolidation area and then breaks back inside. If it breaks the support, then it's going to fall to the next support. The next support is at 16,355. If the market ends up breaking up from there, it might end up going down to the 15,008 area. Currently, right now, we can see that the market is starting to be able to make a move to the downside at this particular point. The question is, should we be interested in being able to make that move? That is a true counter trend line break at this particular. Get that out the way. That is a true breakout of this overall candlestick area, and it's moving rather fast at this particular point. If I'm going to end up doing this, in this case, Arizona, this is where I end up placing my stop loss above the overall wedge high. Stop loss will end up being above 16,900. I'm okay with the entry right now, depending on how it actually looks. If we take it literally right now. Well, hold up. Is that a wedge or is that just box consolidation in y'all mind? Even if it's box consolidation, it's already done broke. As soon as I said Bitcoin started tanking, hey man, that's good. That's a good thing. That means that we got some action. Take profit will end up being down there. That's a better risk reward factor. Off of that, I'm gonna pull that up. Let's see what we can do with that. We short right now. Stop loss will end up being 16,900. I'm doing this on my brokerage account, so just give me a second. Take profit will be 16,355. I'm going to be honest. If there's one pair that I have not done well with this year, it's Bitcoin. For some reason. Now, I've gotten bigger wins, but like short scalping wins, I have not done as well with Bitcoin as of yet. Find that to be kind of funny because I've done very well with pretty much every pair this year. This will be the second year where I've been profitable pretty much every month. But Bitcoin has not been one of those pairs. It just has not. One thing I do notice before I end up actually putting money in here is that this market is falling to that low right there, and it's kind of matching up. At first, when I looked at a triangle consolidation. Now I'm thinking that it's more like this. And if that is the case, then that means that we need to stay away for a second. I think that is the thing that we need to pay attention to first. So instead of entering right now, I'm going to do a pending order. I'm going to move it down a little bit. I'm going to let it prove it. It has to prove it to me now. 16,770 will be the entry. 16,770 will be the entry. Stop loss will be 16,900. Take profit will end up being 16,355. Because you notice, if we would have took it right then and there, we would have got taken out already. So I'm going to let this be a pending order, and kind of go from there. I might end up doing the same thing to the upside, but I know for certain that I'm going to do it as a pending order, and kind of go from there. That is locked in. There we go, and we'll go from there. Ethereum will be better for scalps. Well, Block, you already know I don't necessarily trade Bitcoin as much as you do. And quite frankly, I only look for good setups. The only reason why I'm doing this setup is because it's done broken inside of consolidation, and typically when it breaks inside of consolidation, breaks inside of support, it typically goes to another support after being able to do that. So if it never triggers, then that's great. If it does trigger and I need to scalp it a little bit, then I do that as well. But we'll see how everything kind of plays off on that. Okay. Well, what were we looking at? NAS 100. Take a look at NAS 100 real quick. I'm going to look at NAS 100 from the automation system standpoint. Then after that, I'll look at it from an actual trading standpoint. So from the actual FTMO test and try to get everything else situated. This is Boss EA. Been working on this for a while. Trying to put all this stuff together. What y'all think of the this is the first time I've actually ended up making like a panel and stuff like that, and adding photos and all other stuff. What y'all think about that? I never got anybody's opinion on that. I know I ended up pushing that as screenshots, but I never got anybody's opinion on that. Let's see. So I have two orders. The resistance is at 11,580. I have a buy stop set up for that with a stop loss of 11,561 and a take profit of 11,601. All it has to do is go up 6 points. As soon as it goes up 6 points, and it's going to move it right into break even. And then after that, start trailing it from there. From a short perspective, if the market does fall down, I have it at 11,421, or the system has it at 11,421 with a stop loss of 11,441 and a take profit of 11,401. That is with NAS 100, which is also known as US 100 on this server. We take a look at what's happening with US 30. US 30, we have two buys that are set up as well, right at the resistance price of 33,773. We have it at 33,775 with a stop loss of 33,755 and a take profit of 33,795. This one only has to go about 3 points before being able to get placed right into break even, and then after that it triggers from there. Same deal to the stop loss. Same deal towards the sales is at 33,445 with a stop loss of 33,465 and a take profit of 33,425. So I do expect one of these to be able to get hit, maybe both. But my only hope is as soon as it breaks that resistance, then it starts actually trying to push. instead of getting rejected. Typically, what we end up seeing is anytime that you end up having the market break a natural resistance between candlesticks and stuff like that, you end up getting that eventual push, that 5 to 6 to 20 point push, and that is what this system is about: being able to catch that 5 to 6 to 20 point push and having a stop loss, and having a trail stop automatically run and put you in a profit immediately as that happens. So I've seen trades that have been in as quick as 4 seconds and made $200. And I've seen trades that average out right around 12 minutes when it comes down to certain trade. The average trade is right around 4 minutes. The longest one that I've seen right at this particular point, based off of testing, has been right around 12 minutes. So we're in and we out, and that's all that matters. And hopefully we do that with profit. But there we go. That's from that standpoint. Now let's talk about it from an actual trading standpoint, from a manual trading standpoint. If we take a look at it from an Ichimoku cloud, the Ichimoku cloud is bearish, but we also end up noticing that we end up having a strong box consolidation that's happening. We're not necessarily seeing the same thing when it comes down to the high volume node, because we're basically at the bottom of the high volume node in the way that this thing pushed. So that's not a great view of it. If we take a look at it from our regular chart perspective, we can see that this is our consolidation. This consolidation has been in here for every bit. How many days is this? Let's try this over again. Been 27 days of full consolidation inside of this overall spot. It broke out to the downside at first, and then after that started to push back up. We end up having a sale at 11,485 at one point, with the stop loss of 11,585 and a take profit of 11,120. That I know I ended up taking profit on that the first time that they ended up making that move. We're seeing that it's starting to happen again. That is a re-enter when it comes down to this trade, if you want to be able to do it, and actually use that as a actual entry. I still feel good about those numbers, but obviously we're starting to see a lot more consolidation when it comes down to this, and it doesn't surprise me, because remember, today and tomorrow are going to end up being traders' days overall, and if that's going to end up being the case, then you're probably not going to see that much movement until the market actually truly breaks out of that area. So this is our new consolidation when it comes down to that, as something to be able to pay attention to. I'm going to re-enter those overall entry numbers on this one and use that as a manual style of trading. Well, use that as a vortex style of trading. Not going to do it to the upside as of yet, but I might need to consider it. Position size calculator. There we go. So sell stop will still be in the same area, same numbers and everything goes like that. I got 485, 45, 45. Well, no, it won't be 485. It actually ended up being 420, 11,420 now. Short, pending, 11,420. Stop loss will be let's see. I've been studying hard the last couple of weeks on how to spot out great grid bot zones and building an indicator that works with his. So I've been reviewing a lot of EAs, and this is one EA that I keep on going back to that I have to send you, Block. It's called the Waka Waka EA that's on MQL5. Matter of fact, I'm going to send a link. It's a mean reversion EA that uses a grid system as well, but it only uses the grid when the mean reversion actually starts. And it was one of the most interesting EAs that I ended up testing a little bit earlier, and it's done have 5 years of being profitable, which is always good. And so Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up as we go through. Matter of fact, I pull up the actual video that I made, and you can be able to take a look at it from there. It's actually on the Trade with Travis page. This was one of the first, but actually the first reviewed expert advisor that I ended up doing. I need to do an update on that one because there's a lot of good stuff when it comes down to that one. But yeah, that's the link right there. Yeah, take a look at the video. You can be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. But I think at Valera Trading, they end up doing that. They have that. They have the Golden Pickaxe. They have Night Hunter. They have a few other EAs that they end up doing very well. All of them have been on the top of the overall MQL5 marketplace. Like, this is the new one. I'm doing a review on that one. This is the Waka Waka EA that I ended up talking about right there. Then I had a track record of 5 years of being in profit every month. And then after that, the Evening Scalper. That's 3 of them that I really do like this overall. But the mean reversion strategy of it, just take a look at the demo. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then obviously you can be able to kind of work your numbers off of that. Yeah. Okay. So, jumping back into this, 11,420. Stop loss on this one will have to be above the swing high. Let's see. We have a good enough space to be able to take that full profit, and even if we place it above 585, I know it'll be a little bit more. It'll be 160 points, but I'm fine with placing it above 11,585 if it does break like that. Take profit. It will be 111. Oh shoot, we'll end up being 11120. All right, got that as a pending order as well. Got that as a pending order. So updated sale, 11,420. Stop loss still is 11,485. Take profit will be 11,120. That's if the market ends up breaking below this overall area and then goes back inside of this spot. So essentially now what it looks like is this. Here, there goes your short, there goes your long. Risk reward factor probably going to be a 1 to 2, somewhere around there. There we go, 1 to 2.61. No, 1 to 1.8. I don't like that. You got to keep it below 1 to 1 point. Let's see. I'm going to place it above the swing high. That should, okay. 11,540. Change that to 11,540. Okay, there we go. I'm going to send that out to the Discord group real quick. Make sure I share that link out so everybody can be able to get it. I can do one more. We'll take a look at DAX because I'm in the trade right now. And then from there we'll go ahead and move from there. There we go. So took a trade on DAX based off of its vortex area, and being able to break inside of that low volume node to the downside. And this one started to really kind of act up a little bit. So we take a look at it. We had this consolidation. Consolidation's been there for a while. It's been let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about, I want to say about 15 days. What was it? 17 days in consolidation, broke below. We can see that the Ichimoku cloud is telling us that it's truly bearish. We can see that we're getting to the bottom portion of this high volume node to the downside, which is once again very good, which means that once the market ends up breaking below this high volume node, then after that we're going to look and see what the next pocket is. The next pocket is all the way down here, and that's the reason why I'm okay with being able to stay in this trade and be very comfortable with being able to allow this market to be able to fall from that 14,135 area all the way down to the 13,667 area overall. Okay, so keep that in mind. That is the overall zones of where I think that this market is going to go, because we have such low volume in between that area. Now, with that being said, as we go through and take a look at this from a trading example, market was in consolidation. We ended up placing in our pending order right below it at 11,335. End up getting triggered at 11,330 on both of these trades. I have one going to 14,140, which is right here. The other one is going to 13,800, which is the bottom of that consolidation that we end up talking about. The reason why I'm doing 14,140 as the first one is because, once again, when you break a consolidation box for support, it will fall down to support. So I do expect that the market will get down to this number relatively easy. And then after that, the last portion of it going down to that 13,800 number, we might end up seeing a little bit of struggle from there, but we'll see how the market kind of reacts. So broke a counter trend line break. The market is gravitating towards the downside. We'll see how it's moving. The only thing that I do not like is that it's showing basically it's not trending to the downside, if that makes sense. It is doing something to the extent of, well, yeah, it is kind of trending to the downside. There goes your inner trend line. I'm hoping that we don't see a counter trend line break at some point. Maybe that there's not enough news to basically end up showing that it's ready to make a move like that. But we're in a trade to the downside. Currently up $900 on one. Currently up $300 on the other one. This is big fish hunting when it comes down to this. I do expect that we can be able to catch it. The thing is, we just got to route it out and kind of stay there. If you're not in at this particular point, what I would say is this: wait for a counter trend line break based off of the 15-minute being in the sell zone. And if that happens, then after that, you got a chance. Currently, right now, 15 minutes in the buy zone, so I do expect a little bit of a upside move first, and then after that, kind of push to the downside. But we'll see. That's where we're at right now when it comes down to that. If you like what I end up doing, I gotta run out of here. I gotta go ahead and go to work. But I'll keep y'all updated on what's happening with the FTMO challenge, and go ahead and send y'all the information when it comes down to my FOREX funds and Surge Trader. Once again, we're getting the kinks out and trying to get everything else situated and ready to go for being able to take those tests. I like my FOREX fund a little bit more because of the leverage that you can be able to use. But Surge Trader allows you to be able to trade and keep on going within a day. There's no minimum days. The only problem is that the leverage is 1 to 10 compared to 1 to 100 when it comes down to my FOREX funds. But like always, make sure that you end up planning your trade and also trading your plan. I see each and every one of y'all in the next video, which will end up being on Twitch a little bit later on tonight. So make sure y'all end up staying tuned to that. I make sure I end up having a schedule and everything else fixed, so y'all can be able to just click right onto it. Seeing that you end up sending that, I really do appreciate that. Everybody, take it easy.